Hello everyone, the Klaus here, and today I'm gonna review the last star set I have to review, in fact, and it's gonna be Piraka, or the Piraka, which is also known as Nektann, in fact, in the storyline. So, of course, we're gonna have the canister, the stars canister, the same one as you have seen in my 5 other review. Of course, we have the canister lid with the little squirrel maze symbol right there, which will look pretty nice. This time it's in blue. Also notice this is some matte blue, so the blue from Gali matte, but in the set it's of course dark blue, not blue matte. Then you got Bionicle, is named Piraka Stars right here. On the background you got the golden O, of course, and on the foreground you've got Piraka itself. On the ground you got some water, so looking pretty nice. The golden Bionicle part you're gonna have in this set, which is this one, this piece of armor which was with the stars line, the stars web, so with just one axle directly molded into the part, and which of course will be useful to link to the golden armor of Tayu. The golden armor, we're gonna see that, with Tayu, of course. Your set you bought, which is in a white square, I have to say, and where you're supposed to put the part. So this time it's on the shoulder, but you can also put this on the front because it's the same part used 3 times. Yes, Bionicle with Piraka written in text this time. And the fact you can put Piraka in this canister, but with his spine it's quite hard, so I suggest you destroy it first before putting it in the canister. And that's also very fast, but I think you know this this canisters by the time, because they were released in January 2010, so you had plenty of time to see that in your store, toy stores, or in your supermarket shelves. And here for the stars poster, of course, with all the 6 guys, the golden armor shot right here with all the 6 set again on the side and in the canisters, in fact. We're gonna build the Piraka in 9 steps, the parts list, the Ben 10 ad, well, even 2 Ben 10 ad, in fact, so, and with all the guys, and here with all the boxes. And that's all for the instruction booklet. And now for the Piraka itself. So as I've said earlier, the color scheme is mainly dark blue and dark gray. As you can notice, in terms of new colors or recolors, I'm not sure about this part if they were released before, because in 2008 it was the 90 degrees bended parts. So I think they are new, maybe. I think this is a new recolor, because also in it was with the Agori set, it was in light blue. So yeah, I think maybe I think this is new recolors of these 2 type of arm, leg, because they are used as both. And for the other parts, they were already used before, so we got one head. So for now, it doesn't really look like anything, it's just a simple Agori set, but we're gonna change that with just 1 part, in fact, or at least maybe 2 parts. But one which is really important, this is the spine part, so it's all in one mode apart from this little gray part we have already seen in other star sets, like for example Squall or Wakshi. In fact, all the bad guys use this part. And you can see the spines is quite like the Piraka already with 2006, so it means it's soft plastic and stuff like that with the spines, really looking good. You can notice little holes between the mouth and the rest of the head. On the sides, of course, it looks like that, and 2 other spine like this with little axles on their side. And also notice, of course, the axle to put this on the head. And this is what we're gonna do right now. So, like this. Now I'm gonna put this part on the back, of course, in these 2 holes. And now this part gonna be here. I guess they are supposed to go in this way. If I'm not mistaken, excuse me. Yeah, they're supposed to go like this. Yeah. And we're already done, in fact, with Piraka, because the 2 just last parts which remains are the parts for his weapon. So we're gonna put this right here and right there. So the entrance blades released in 2008, and the Maritime blade released in 2007. So nothing very new. And we are done, guys. I think Piraka has the most, has the shortest construction of all the star set, I have to say, because it's really quick. And now for a little turnaround. Like this. And that's all. So now for the articulation section, of course, the head can look a little down, up. Not really a big problem because of the spine this time, unlike the older Piraka. So you can really turn the head in the way you want. In fact, no big problems. The arms, of course, cannot really move either because of this part which prevents them from going. Oh yeah, so it's kind of limited on this side. You can do some pose, and of course tubal jump on the legs. You can do some pose like this. Or like that, for example. And I think that's all, guys, for Piraka, because it was really simple. So what I have to say about this set, so well, in fact, it's pretty simple because without the spin, it just really look on average algorithm set, so still nothing really new or interesting. And with just one part, this spine, it really changed the model. It's really changed all the model and all you see it, in fact. And it's really helped for the overall design because it's, as you can see, it covers the head, but it also covers the back, covers the arms. So in fact, this part really cover well, one big part of the model, and it really means that this model is well, it's really got a strong visual identity. Whereas, for example, you have seen Taken Uva or Taurus are quite the same. In fact, they use the same armor at the same place. So well, it's quite the same, but not with Piraka, because thanks to just this part, it really helps to give him a strong identity. Because of course, apart from this part, it doesn't really have anything special for him because the color shape is okay. The weapon look nice. It really have this curved shape. It's really looking pretty good. But again, it's just some silver parts we have already seen before, so nothing really interesting right there. So seriously, just because of this part, it's really an interesting model. But seriously, apart from that, it's an okay one. And in terms of articulation, it's pretty decent apart from the spin problem, but apart from that, it's still okay. Seriously, for the head, it's really good that the head can turn in different ways, I have to say. And yeah, so yeah, in fact, you just have the articulation problem and the fact that the construction is really quick because this set just is really stands, well, this set, in fact, can just be summed up to this part, just this part, seriously. So, well, it's really a short construction in comparison to the other stars. But whereas the other stars were quite okay, this one really got a strong visual identity. But I think you have understood by now. So, what I have to say about this set, it's a pretty decent one, and I think it will look cool on your shelves. And for mockers, I think it might be useful for maybe this part. The spine might be quite complicated to use, but again, it's all about your creativity and your imagination. So I think that every part can be used in mocks, seriously. So even this one, which really look really specific to this set. And that's all, guys. We are done with the star set. So now we're going to do a little group shot of all this guy. So first of all, we got Taurus, of course, which is really well known because he's the first Torah leaders from the Torah Mata from 2001. Well, I'm gonna just put the good guys on one side and the bad guys on the other side. So then I will do Squall, which in fact was could have been interesting, but was not really interesting because it was full of all and drawbacks and not in fact not really that good, I have to say, seriously. Then I will do Taken Uva, which was also quite nice because of his colors, his armor, the new parts he brought and stuff like that. So really a well-made character. Then there was Wakshi, one of the bad. Oh, excuse me. Then there was Wakshi, which also looked pretty nice with some drawback. I've said I'm not really a fan of Wakshi, but still it's still better than Squall. So it's really a problem. I'm gonna try to finish this. Excuse me. So excuse me if you can see other stuff right there, but it's quite hard to show you everything. So, and now, yeah, finally I'll show you Bresh, the good guys, which was, I really like this one. Don't really ask me why, but it's just simple with some new parts and stuff like that. It really look good, and I'm okay with Bresh. It's not the most original algorithm set I have ever had in my hands, but it's worked pretty well. So now, I'm gonna put this in this way. Excuse me. Like this. I'll put this line here. And finally, excuse me, I review, of course, Piraka with his famous spine part, which is in fact the most, well, the most interesting part of all the set, I have to say, seriously. And which will look pretty good because it's really, but personally, I would really have liked if he got a kind of little Zama launcher or stuff like that, because they were really, it was really specific to the Piraka line. It was really cool. There, little. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try to put this in one shot. And here we go. You got the stars. The star set. So what I have to say about this line, honestly, it's a pretty decent line. I have said so, pretty decent wave because of all the recolors and new parts we've got. Also the fact that every of this set are in fact different, because as you have seen, for example, Wakshi and Squall really got their own frame, their own construction frame. Also notice that the three guys here, excuse me, I just lost my word. So yeah, they really all got different frames, so that was really quite interesting. Different ways of how they were made. So for me, it's a pretty decent wave. The only problem, in fact, I have with this wave is that it's the final wave of Bionicle, and I would maybe have preferred some canister set, of course, like every other guy, because in terms of application, this is not really the best we could have with this set. And of course, with Lego really using this part tons of time, it doesn't really help to pose this guy. But overall, it's a pretty decent wave because it got full of parts, and all of these guys are pretty different from one each other. So, well, pretty decent wave. Not maybe the best wave we have ever dreamed for the final Bionicle wave of set, but still, it still does the job, I think, and it was still an interesting idea to retake some older model and make them into a new algorithm-sized type. So that's all, guys, about the stars. Now, feel free to post your comments on all your comments or opinion or what you think about these guys, or if you have any answer about the stars wave, or also this guy I reviewed just in this review, feel free to ask the question. Feel free to ask your question. I will try to answer them, of course. And that's all. So hope you enjoy this review of the star set. Hope you enjoy this review of Piraka, and see you later for another Bionicle video review. Bye bye, guys.